Well, Jim, we knew it was going to be tough coming down here. How did you see that?
Well, when you're facing a side that scored 10 goals in two games so far, and at home, I thought they were excellent here. I really did. They started the game really well, scored a great goal. We were maybe being a wee bit optimistic, playing sort of 4-4-2 away from home against a team that, they were absolutely flying. Their energy, even at 3-0 up, their energy to chase balls and stop us going in possession and chasing things into the corner. And I think they're going to be a really quality side in the championship. But take nothing away from my players. I thought they gave us everything. We made the wee change at half time. I thought after we lost the early goal, we started to settle a wee bit. Chucky had a wee chance with the cross that came in for Nathan on the right hand side. Maybe if you got a goal back at 1-0, maybe put a wee bit of seed of doubt into the way they're playing. But at that spell, I thought was our best spell in the game, our only real spell in the game. And then losing the second goal, Matty gets done in the corner with the ball through his legs. Could have been defended better, but taking nothing away, George has been scoring goals at this level for a long time and finishes it great. And just that wee 5-minute spell, off the corner, we get the break of the ball. We had a similar thing in the second half, at 3-0 down, it just when they dropped to us, but young Neil tries to spread himself and the shot sort of goes under him, so it was a wee bit unlucky. But second half we set up to make sure we didn't lose any more goals. I know they had a couple of half chances and they moved the ball well, and it's very difficult when you're playing one up front to try and have any hit to get up the park. So it was a case of try and defend the Waves' attack in the second half, and credit to the players, they didn't lose any goals in the second half.
These League Cup group stages are tough insofar as if you don't have 3 points out of your first 2 games, chances are you're up against it getting through.
Well, we knew even if we could come down here and had a shock result, even taking 6 points out of the last 2 games, it was unlikely we would qualify, just with St Mirren playing Ayr on Sunday. So you just need to catch the teams in the right format, the right teams at home with the right sort of draw, and I felt that we should have won at Annan, particularly on our first half performance. We were very unlucky not to get something at home against St Mirren, but we've got a big derby game now to look forward to on Saturday. Our supporters will be looking forward to it. I know both have had a terrific result tonight, but my players have certainly learned a lot for tonight. They certainly were up against it. Full-time team that were well organised. Loads of quality players throughout their squad, even their changes didn't affect how they played. Great movement throughout their team, and it helped us learn a lot from what's going to be a really difficult league campaign coming up. But we look forward to the Broth game first, and I've said to the players that after Saturday's game, I'm looking for the players in that dressing room that are desperate to have a starting slot come this Stranraer game a week on Saturday, because we've got to be better in the league this year. We've got to make sure we're challenging in the league this year. We've got to make sure that we're not in any danger this year.
A word on Craig Slater. You brought him back to the club in January. He actually made his 100th appearance for Forfar today. How important is he going to be coming into the season?
Slater's massive to what I've been trying to build since the day I came in the door. We took Craig off tonight. I felt he was getting a wee bit frustrated, and we certainly wanted to keep some freshness in his legs for Saturday. Terrific player. I enjoy watching him getting on the ball. I enjoy watching everything he does, and I'm delighted for Craig that he's reached a milestone in 100 appearances, and I'm sure he'll go on to have many more, because he'll be a huge part of any success that we're looking to bring here at Forfar.
Looking ahead to Saturday, Arbroath had a big win tonight. I think we last played them in this competition 2 years ago, and frankly we blew them away. Lots changed since then. I think one of their managers played the full 90 that day. There's no such thing as a meaningless Angus derby, as you know.
No, it's a big one for supporters to have a derby. I think, as you say, apart from the cup tie last year, there's not been many derbies recently. Go back to my last time, I think they were all four Angus clubs were in League One, so it was a great season for the club. We look to try and build to try and bring those days. Arbroath are now in the Championship. You know, they were here on Saturday, and they know how difficult the Championship's going to be with a top Ayr side. But you know, Saturday will look after itself. I mean, we would like to finish the group as high as possible. And you know, and if we can go and get a result against Arbroath Saturday, hopefully we can maybe climb a place.
For sure, Jim. Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot.